Did you know that, according to the National Institute on Aging in the United States, women over the age of 50 tend to sit still for more than 9 hours a day? What is concerning is that many do not realize this seemingly harmless habit is quietly weakening the body's ability to control one of its most basic functions. The bladder does not sound an alarm, it simply changes in silence. One day, you suddenly notice that you have to wake up several times during the night. One day, you find yourself needing to look for a restroom as soon as you leave the house. These changes are not signs of helpless aging. They are the whispers of your body asking for your gentle attention. Dr. Lisa Mosconi, a leading expert in female hormones and midlife neuroscience, has spent many years studying the effects of a sedentary lifestyle on the health of women after the age of 50. In today's video, we will explore what really happens to the bladder when you sit too long, and 3 small changes you can begin today to restore flexibility to your lower abdomen. Which country are you watching this video from? Leave a comment below. If you are over 50, make sure to watch this video until the end. It may change the way you care for your health each day. The female body is a delicate and resilient system, but like every timepiece, each part needs timely care. After the age of 50, the body enters a phase of natural adjustment. The levels of hormones that support physical and endocrine functions begin to decline. These changes do not only affect sleep, the skin, or emotions, they also quietly impact the body's ability to manage elimination. One of the areas most affected is the lower abdomen, where the bladder has been working silently for many years without much attention. But the bladder is not an endless rubber pouch. It is a finely tuned system of expansion and contraction, closely connected to muscle groups and the nervous system. As hormone levels shift, the strength of the muscles that support the bladder also begins to weaken. At the same time, the nerves that once sent clear signals from the bladder to the brain start to lose sensitivity. You may notice yourself startled by a sudden urge to use the restroom, or sometimes, even shortly after relieving yourself, you may feel the need to go again. According to the National Institute on Aging, urinary control problems are more common in women after midlife. One of the deeper causes, which often goes unnoticed, is the habit of sitting for many hours each day. A lack of movement not only restricts blood flow to the lower abdomen, it also means the bladder muscles are not being activated regularly, which leads to gradual weakening. Your body is still remembering every small habit. Every minute you sit still is a minute your blood slows down. And when blood slows, the vitality of the lower abdomen slows with it. So how exactly does prolonged sitting affect the bladder? Let us explore this together in the next section. You may not feel it clearly at first, but with every hour you sit still, without movement, your body is sending small signals that gradually build into a larger problem. This is especially true for women over the age of 50, when hormonal changes occur and the internal systems adapt more slowly. The urinary system is a finely tuned process. Blood flow must remain steady to nourish the muscles and nerves surrounding the lower abdomen. But when you sit for too long, especially in a bent posture or with crossed legs, blood circulation in the pelvic region slows down significantly. This causes the bladder muscles to lose elasticity and become more easily irritated. According to the Journal of Urology, sitting for extended periods throughout the day increases the risk of urinary control disorders, particularly in women after menopause. Prolonged sitting places pressure on the lower abdomen, causing the supporting muscles to tighten without the natural release that movement provides. It is not only the inconvenience of needing to use the restroom more frequently. Sitting too long also dulls the sensations in your lower abdomen. Some women describe feeling uncertain about when they actually need to go. This fading of sensation is not caused by memory loss or aging. It is the result of nerves being compressed for too long, leading to slower signal transmission from the bladder to the brain. It is important to understand that the fatigue or bloating you feel in your lower belly after many hours of sitting is not random. It is your body speaking up when circulation has been disrupted. Each time you delay standing up, your bladder muscles lose a little more flexibility. Over time, that loss adds up to real difficulty in maintaining control. You do not need to change your entire lifestyle in one day. You only need to understand that every time you stand up, stretch, or take a few steps, you are helping your urinary system regain its natural rhythm. Next, let us explore the subtle but important signs you should watch for to protect the health of your lower abdomen. Many women enter their 50s without realizing that their bodies have already begun sending warning signals. These changes are often dismissed. People assume they are just a normal part of aging, but in reality, they are quiet messages that, if noticed in time, can help you prevent unnecessary discomfort in the future. One of the most common signs is a feeling of tightness or pressure in the lower abdomen after sitting for many hours. This is not caused by food or digestive issues. It is a dull pressure from poor blood circulation and a bladder working without flexibility. If you often feel the urge to go to the restroom but cannot explain why, it may be a signal that your body is overloaded in this area. Another sign that is often overlooked is the need to urinate more frequently during the day, especially in the late afternoon or evening. This is when the body starts to respond more strongly to what has built up from a full day of sitting still. As evening approaches, blood circulation slows down even more. This makes the signals from the bladder more unpredictable. Dr. Kevin McVary from the American Urological Association once shared that small changes such as sudden urges to urinate or waking up repeatedly during the night should not be taken for granted. They are reminders that your lower abdomen needs a different kind of care. Your body is never completely silent. It is always trying to talk to you. You only need to pay a little more attention. Next, we will explore why the bladder needs movement and why not every exercise is suitable for women after the age of 50. The bladder does not move in ways you can see. It does not run, jump, raise its hand, or nod its head, but it is alive. It responds to every movement you make. When you walk, when you rotate your hips, when you change your posture, the bladder feels supported. Simple actions like stretching your arms or taking light steps are enough to help the bladder muscles maintain their elasticity and ability to regulate internal pressure. On the other hand, if you sit too long in one fixed position, the entire network of supporting muscles around your lower abdomen becomes tight and loses flexibility. In that state, the bladder no longer has room to function comfortably. It becomes silently compressed, and that silence, over time, turns into unusual responses. However, not every form of exercise is suitable for women after the age of 50. Intense movements, deep bends, or exercises that overcompress the lower abdomen may backfire. At this stage of life, the body needs gentle, a slow and intentional movements. A slow morning walk, a small hip rotation, deep breathing while standing. These are not just exercises. They are ways to speak with your body. You do not need to go to the gym. All you need is a quiet space, some soft music, and a few moments to listen to yourself. Moving in the right way not only strengthens the bladder, it also brings a sense of full body relaxation. In the next section, I will share specific foods and daily habits that help you support your bladder gently and effectively. Your body is like a garden. What you put into it each day plants the seeds that either nourish or disturb your inner systems. For the bladder, one of the best ways to care for it is by paying attention to the quiet reactions that follow each meal. Some foods help the lower abdomen feel lighter and less irritated. Dark green vegetables, such as spinach, kale, and bok choy, are excellent choices. Pumpkin seeds, oats, and gentle legumes help soothe the urinary system while providing essential minerals. Warm water, especially in the morning and afternoon, supports circulation and eases pressure in the lower abdomen in a natural way. In contrast, drinks with strong flavors, carbonated beverages, and strong coffee in the late afternoon or evening may cause mild irritation to the bladder. When the lower abdomen becomes more sensitive, even small triggers can make the urge to urinate come earlier and feel harder to manage. According to the National Institute on Aging NIH, drinking water steadily throughout the day and reducing stimulants in the afternoon can significantly improve bladder function in older adults. What matters most is not how much water you drink, but when and how you drink it. Meals are not just a source of energy. They are also a way to nourish the silent organs inside you. And if you take time to choose your food the way you would choose words of care, your bladder will respond with gentle ease each day. In the next section, I will share 3 simple actions you can begin today to care for your lower abdomen in a soft and effective way. Change does not have to be dramatic. It can begin with the smallest things. Repeat it each day, as gentle as your breath. For women after the age of 50, caring for the bladder does not have to be complicated. With just 3 consistent actions, you open a new path to supporting the health of your lower abdomen. The first action is to stand up every 30 minutes, whether you are working, reading, or watching television. Set a small timer to remind you. When it rings, simply stand, stretch your arms, and take a few steps around the room. Even a short movement like that is enough to awaken blood flow and help the bladder restore its natural rhythm of expansion and release. It is like a gentle gesture for the organs working quietly inside you. The second action is to replace cold water with warm water in the morning and early afternoon. A cup of warm water at the start of your day not only supports digestion, it also soothes the bladder. Warm water goes deeper, spreads more evenly, and helps the urinary system begin its day in a soft and effective way. The third action is to massage your lower abdomen in a clockwise direction each night before going to bed. Simply place your hand on your lower belly and move slowly in gentle circles. This not only supports blood circulation, it also helps you reconnect with your own body. Your body will never ask for something grand. It only needs quiet consistency and sincere care. In the next section, I will share with you a true story. A woman who once struggled with frequent restroom visits found her confidence and calm again through just 3 simple habits. Eleanor lives in the state of Arizona. 7 years ago, at the age of 55, she began to notice her body changing in ways she had never experienced before. It started with waking up in the middle of the night with the urge to use the restroom. During the day, she often felt fullness and discomfort in her lower abdomen. Some afternoons, she would leave the house and within 10 minutes, have to turn the car around. She began to avoid going out. She avoided crowded places. That feeling of unease followed her like a quiet shadow for many months. She went for a checkup, but the results showed nothing serious. That only made her feel more uncertain. No disease, No visible damage, but clearly, her body was sending a cry for help. Eleanor shared that the hardest part was not the nightly awakenings, it was the feeling of losing control, the sense that she was no longer in charge of herself. One day, she happened to watch a video about the bladder and the effects of prolonged sitting after the age of 50. In that video, a doctor explained that by simply standing up every 30 minutes, changing the way you drink water, and gently massaging your lower belly each night, you could begin to feel a difference. She decided to try it. She did not expect much, but after 2 weeks, she began sleeping almost through the night. After 3 weeks, she could go to the supermarket without worry. The change did not come from a pill, it came from consistency, patience, and a belief that the body still had the power to heal. Eleanor said the greatest lesson she learned was this: the body after 50 is not weaker, it simply needs to be treated in a new way. You may not live as you did at 30, but you can still live well, live actively, and live with dignity. Her story is a gentle reminder to all of us. Your body is still listening, it is still responding. You only need to begin today with one small habit. Your body is remembering everything you do each day. Every time you sit still for too long, every afternoon you forget to drink water. Every night you sleep lightly because of the urge to go to the restroom. All these small things gradually shape a pattern, and if nothing changes, your body will follow that pattern silently, but without turning back. Today, you and I have explored a journey that revealed how the smallest things can deeply affect the health of your lower abdomen after the age of 50. We have understood why the bladder becomes more sensitive, why prolonged sitting can weaken the urinary system, why subtle signs like pressure, nighttime urination, or the feeling of losing control should never be ignored. You have also seen that just 3 simple actions each day can begin to change everything. One time standing up, one sip of warm water, one gentle circle over your belly before bed. These may sound simple, but it is that very simplicity, done with consistency, that becomes the true healing for the body in midlife and beyond. Remember, you do not need to turn back time. You only need to learn how to move forward with your body more gently, more slowly, and with more attention. If you found today's content helpful, do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you will not miss future videos about gentle exercises, supportive meals, and tips to keep your lower abdomen healthy. Which country are you watching from? Leave a comment below, and if you are already practicing one of the 3 habits shared today, tell us your results. Taking care of your body is a journey, and you have already begun.